Felicity liked what she had seen. In fact, she liked it a lot. She couldn't believe how much flat she was getting for the money. The smart Docklands location, the size, and the fittings suggested a price about twice what the vendors were asking. She opened a mirrored door in the master bedroom and found a splendid ensuite. This was just too much. Where was that slick estate agent? "Come on, James," she asked him. "What's the catch? Has someone been murdered in here?" James couldn't help but look shifty. It was in his nature. No, nothing like that, Fliss." She openly cringed. "No one calls me Fliss," she groaned. "Anyway, I prefer Mrs. Huntingdon, thank you. Now, why is this flat so cheap?" James bit his lip to avoid smiling at the pretty divorcee's need to keep using her husband's name after fleecing him. She took everything else off him. She might as well have his name as well. "It's just rumours, Mrs. Huntingdon." "What rumours?" she snapped. The young estate agent sighed. He had been so close to finally getting this dog of a property off his books. "It's supposedly haunted." Felicity looked at him with surprise on her face and then inexplicably burst out laughing. "No, really?" James pleaded. "The young couple who owned it moved out a year ago. He's an architect and she's a nurse. Or was. She's in a mental hospital now. Reckons she was possessed by a ghost." "Really?" Felicity scoffed. "Honestly," James pleaded. "It wasn't just her either. Loads of the neighbours moved out for the same reason. That's why the price dropped so much." "I'll take it," Felicity told him. "Wait, you'll what?" "Why not? It's a bargain." Felicity didn't believe in any of that rubbish, but if other people did, well, that was fine by her. She would get to live in one of the swankiest parts of East London and sweep up a great investment to boot. She left the estate agent on the phone to the vendor while she moved to the bedroom and called her solicitor. There was no time like the present. As she punched in the numbers, she felt a cool draught across her that made her nipples harden against her silk blouse. She instinctively looked up for a window to close, but there wasn't one. The solicitor's secretary answered, and she forgot all about it. At 35, Felicity looked at least 5 years younger. She was gorgeous by anyone's standards. Back home at her crappy rented flat, she dropped her bag and stripped off her blouse, ready for the shower. On her way past the bedroom, she caught her reflection in the full-length mirror and stopped to look at herself. She ran her hands down her flat stomach and admired herself. Damn, she really was gorgeous. In which case, she wondered, why the hell couldn't she get a man? She knew the reason to that, of course. It was her bitchy attitude. The same reason her millionaire husband started to play around. As she looked into the mirror, she felt that cool breeze again, just for a moment. Her bra seemed to flatten against her tits and her nipples hardened again. She continued to look into the mirror glass and thought she saw something. The reflective glass seemed to mist over it a little, and through the glaze she thought she saw the material of her bra move. She blinked, and it was gone. She stood dazed for a moment and then laughed it off. All this talk of ghost stories seemed to have fed her imagination. Shaking her head, she stripped off her bra, skirt and knickers and made her way into the shower. 3 weeks into living in her new flat, and Felicity started to wonder if she was going mad. First it was the crank calls. The phone would ring, and there would be no one there, but everything electrical was playing up. The TV kept turning on, or the channel changing, and the fuse in her hairdryer had blown 5 times. And then there was her mains-powered vibrator. It seemed to be on overdrive, but she wasn't complaining about that. It was Friday night, and she had a hot date, a bottle of Chablis, and a Tom Cruise Blu-ray. Things were going to get sticky. The entity was now fully awake. He had no idea how long he had slept for, but he was hungry. As always, he craved vibrant female flesh. There was a young woman in the vicinity. He could sense her.